Everyone, and it's time for my 5th victory in the league, and this time it is the Elven Union, an Elven Union team, and as such dodges and passes galore. Now, after the previous game against those lightning fast Amazons and the bricked out dice defeat against the Amazons, it is really time I start gathering some good points in order to keep in touch with the qualifying spots. But I would need to do it without one of my stabbers and without my Minotaur after the events of the previous game. So better try to focus on scoring goals today instead of putting opponents in the hospital, meaning somehow I need to be able to catch the ball for once, which has been the bane of my league and has cost me at least 5 touchdowns already. Inducing a bites referee and a team mascot, the Violators got ready to kick the game into action, which immediately resulted in one of my hobgoblins being knocked so hard on the head he ended in the KO box. My line was pushed back from the scrimmage as one of the elves collected the ball and made for the right flank of the pitch. The Violators advanced back forward, trying to close any possible holes the nimble elves might try and run through. But using their speed, they started shifting their momentum now to the left flank instead, creating a pocket near the sidelines. Again reacting to my hole stopping efforts, the whole team now pulled back again to the right side of the pitch, and even with a few of them prone and stunned, a hole was opening. The elf started to flood through on that side, the ball carrier evading the charge of a bull centaur that tried to stop him. And the blitzer dodged through, putting the 1-0 on the scoreboard after knocking the raging train wreck over with the aid of a teammate for a 1-dice block, which during the whole game always fell his way, by the way. Now ready to receive, and a quick snap later, one of my hobgoblins had the ball falling in his lap. A cage was immediately formed to protect him as the Violators pushed forward, putting a couple of elves in the injury box while doing so. One even had to be revived by the apothecary after being pummeled along by the blockers. In a desperate attempt to score at the beat of halftime, Louis threw a pass while the elves naggered him, and scoring his second completion of the league as Fixit grabbed the ball. Seems we have a thrower in the making here. The stabber ran off but slipped right before the goal, squandering the chance for the equalizer and ending the half. Setting up for the second half, the ball landed far in our outfield as 8 elves faced our line of armored violence, but not before Totrit Lavafor was smacked over by the referee. As the line pushed, the elves rushed into my backfield, Dewey failing to pick up the ball even with a reroll. Soon the elves were upon him, and knocking him over, collected the ball while the poor hobgoblin ended in the KO box. And the speedy elves duly scored a 2-0 with his razor-sharp counter. Instead of picking up the ball to deliver to my forming cage, I was against an unsurmountable deficit now. Crappers. Both teams set up again, only 7 elves remaining now, but the cow was drowned, so we aimed to just salvage as many star player points as we could. We actually managed to pick up the ball and handed it over to the raging train wreck, who thundered away for 9 squares using his sprint and sure feet, because of course I kept rolling once, to get out of reach of any elven speedsters. And went on to score the 2-1. This meant I would have 2 turns remaining to try and equalize, meaning I would need to blitz the ball, grab it, pass it, score. Sheer impossible as such. The elves received and quickly formed a protective wall around the ball carrier, as a catcher sneaked behind my lines. The Violators advanced up the field, but couldn't just reach the blitzer with the ball hiding at the back of the few remaining elves. And when he snuck to the far flank and out of reach, the game came to an end. The Violators going under fighting, but in the end losing due to a single failed rush roll. Well, this was a sore one, because the Elven Union really went through the eye of the needle here. If Fixit wouldn't have fallen on his face at the end of turn 8, the half would have ended with a 1-1 on the board, and he would have had only 6 to 7 players, of which 3 couldn't escape the line of scrimmage during my receiving for the second turn. But it is what it is, and while I lost a fan factor and didn't gain any skills, I did get a second reroll, and I'm sporting a hefty team rating of 1420 now. Next week it's Nurgle, and after that it'll depend a little on the fluctuating calendar of social life, but come summertime I'll be accepting challenges for return games as well. I dropped to a measly 10th place now in the ranking, as the other games played yesterday didn't have favorable results for my position. But we are still hanging on, we just will need to make sure to finally win some game left or right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next game report. Bye bye. Did you like the Chaos Dwarf content in this video and want to know more about Chaos Dwarfs? Then check out the Chaos Dwarf online forum by scanning the QR code you now see on screen.